A Merc team composed of Harvey and Tomo has infiltrated the main server cluster of a lab complex hidden deep within Nakamura Tower. Tomo's task is to release an experimental virus into the mainframe. It cannot be done remotely, so Tomo hooks up to the terminal directly. At the same time, disturbed by an unusual activity of the alarm system, Lupo and Marcus from the Nakamura team, with 2 Muramasa guard drones in tow, decide to inspect the server room. Initial phase. In the initial phase, the players will check their available system resources that will be used mainly for installing and launching software. By sacrificing part of the system resources, a player can gain intel superiority in the struggle for initiative. Tomo is the only hacker present on the board. For his mental skill 7, he gains 2 points of system resources, for each point above skill level 5. He is also equipped with a specialized combat computer, giving him an extra 4 points. On top of that, he will get an extra point for each member of the team connected to the tactical network. In this case, it's 1 point for Harvey. Total points available to Tomo is 7. The struggle for initiative begins. The player in charge of Mercs decides to sacrifice 1 point of system resources to boost his chances of gaining intel superiority and grabbing the initiative. To resolve the struggle without any special skill usage, both the players should draw a card from the Can-Do deck. The Mercs team drew a 10 and the Nakamura team drew a 1. The Mercs gained the initiative with ease. The Can-Do card value 10 plus 1 point of sacrificed system resources give them a total of 11 against 1 point of the Nakamura team. Cyber Warfare phase. The next phase consists of electronic battle, called Cyber Warfare phase. According to the initiative, Tomo goes first, hooking up to the terminal and starts the hacking attempt. There are 4 software cards he can use for cyber warfare. 2 of those are offensive worms and the other 2 defensive. Offensive worms, W32 Navajo and Sandworm. The defensive, Freerunner ICE and LV-256 Bastion IDS. The player in charge of Tomo decides to go safe. There is no telling what lurks in the terminal he's trying to hack. First, he will secure his tactical network using 2 points of system resources to install and run the Freerunner ICE. The installed software card is always laid onto the first free slot with the lowest number on the tactical network sheet. He then moves on to the hacking attempt using 3 points of system resources, launching the W32 Navajo worm. There is only 1 point left for Tomo, which he decides to spend on boosting the worm's power by adding +1 to the software's strength. Now Tomo will find out what defensive software is protecting the terminal. The information on the token determines the terminal level, 1 in this case, and its base defense power, 2 in this case. Both values can be changed by threat level tokens laid next to the terminal, according to the scenario and player activities. Let's go back to the action. Terminal level 1 means that it's protected by 1 defensive program. For every hacking attempt performed by any of the characters, the player will draw a new card from the terminal software deck. In other words, for each hacking attempt, the card or cards protecting the terminal will be different. The rule applies even when the hacking attempt by a different character happens in the same round. We draw 1 card from the software terminal deck. It is a worm called Buzz. That program will try to infect Tomo's network if he fails in his hacking attempt. Let us see what happens. We add the strength of the offensive card played by Tomo, boosted by his resource point, to the mental skill value. This gives us 11 points. Now we draw a Can-Do card with a value of 8 in this case and tally up the points. The total strength of Tomo's attack is 19. Tomo is hacking the terminal directly, which is a prerequisite in this scenario. In other scenarios, there might be an opportunity to hack the terminal remotely, but such an attempt will incur a -4 modifier to the attack strength. Let's establish the terminal defense strength. We add the base defense value to Worm's strength 2 and the value of a drawn can-do card 9, which gives us 13 in total. With 19 points, Tomo easily breaks the terminal defenses and releases the experimental nanite virus into the network. The main goal has been reached. From now on, the virus will start eroding the Nakamura network defenses, algorithms, and will begin intruding into the human interfaces of people connected to it. At the beginning of each turn, in the initial phase, every character has to test for cyber shock due to the adverse effects of the virus. It applies to the mercs as well. Whoever hired them forgot to mention the possible side effects. The extent of the virus intrusion destabilizes the AI governing the building, impairing the security protocols. All the drones controlled by the AI will turn against any humans in the building. That will be a nasty surprise for the Nakamura's team members. Taking over the terminal means that the mercs can now use security systems in the adjacent rooms to their advantage. From now on, they can utilize the TAC rating to their benefit and control the doors to open or close them as they see fit. The cyber warfare phase ends. Tomo has used up all his system resources, and the Nakamura team has no hackers in their midst. Real phase. Tomo and Harvey need to evacuate from the server cluster. Thanks to the security cameras, they know the enemies are closing in. The player controlling the mercs has the initiative, so he starts to move first. Every character has 2 actions which can be spent on move, attack, or equipment usage. Any attack, even used as a first action, immediately ends the possibility of using the remaining actions. This basic rule can be modified by special skills or chips. The player activates Harvey first. Harvey can move 4 fields. Any character movement range is acquired by deducting physique value from 10. Harvey storms the adjacent room and lunging for cover. Thanks to the security cameras taken over by Tomo, he is fully aware of enemies' presence. In Hint, each character is a professional, meaning that every move utilizes any available cover and evasive action if needed. Harvey managed to cross 2 fields before a Muramasa drone detected him. Each model on the board can perform a reaction shot attack once a round. The drone immediately gets Harvey in his crosshairs and shoots with his rapid-fire cannon. The reaction shot is resolved immediately after the enemy enters the field of view. The drone has no physique value, but a special rule for his weapon gives him an +6 modifier to the attack result. We draw a can-do card, which is a 4 in this case, and apply the modifier giving us a total of 10. Harvey is moving, which means his reaction to the shot is a dodge. We add Harvey's physique level 6 to a bonus bestowed on him by a neurochip, dodge +2, and the value of a drawn can-do card, 1. That's a 9. Harvey would normally be in trouble, but thanks to the advantage gained earlier, he can now use the room TAC rating to boost his result, giving him a +1 bonus resulting in a 10. In Hint, for the attack to succeed, the attacker's value needs to be higher than the defender's value. In this case, the drone is the attacker, and he misses with his shot. We place an activated token next to the drone. He won't be able to use reaction shots, attacks, in this round against any other characters. The drone cannot attack anymore, but it can dodge as many times as it needs to in reaction to attacks. This rule applies to all the models. It can be modified by special rules. Harvey finishes his move, crossing another 2 fields, and uses his next action to attack the drone. Harvey shoots his reliable R9 custom pistol. It's an intelligent weapon, giving him +3 bonus to shooting attacks. Adding his physiques 6, and the value of a drawn can-do card 2, we get an 11. The TAC advantage comes to the aid again, boosting the final result to 12. The drone has no physique value, but a special rule on his spider legs equipment card gives him an incredible agility with a +4 dodge modifier. Along with the drawn can-do card 2, it gives a total of 6. Harvey hits the drone straight. Harvey's can-do card value 2 denotes the area of the hit. We consult the drone armor diagram and establish that it was hit in the legs. We compare the armor value in that area 2 to Harvey's pistol strength 3. Even without his special ammo, Harvey penetrates the drone's armor and turns it into an expensive scrap heap. Muramasa drones have no physique value, which means they have no wounds to lose. Whenever a hit penetrates the drone's armor, it is destroyed. During his dodge, Harvey Scott used the neurochip. He succeeded in avoiding the attack, but this network is infected by the experimental virus, and every use of a chip needs a cyber shock test. We need to draw a can-do card and compare it to Harvey's mental skill, 5. The value of the drawn card is 7. Harvey failed the test and needs to increase his cyber shock level by 1. That's bad news, because when the level reaches 10, the player will lose control over the character, who will be governed by the AI from now on. Harvey Scott used up both of his actions, so now it's time for Tomo. Tomo is quicker than Harvey. His physique of 4 allows him to move 6 fields. Using 2 move actions, the player is able to position Tomo strategically in the corner of the room next to the door. It's the end of real phase for the Mercs. The initiative now goes to the Nakamura team. The Nakamura player activates Lupu Rec, trying to move him close to the door. Unfortunately, the nanite virus has affected the drones, turning them against their former masters. Muramasa tracks Lupu with his cannon and immediately fires a volley in his direction. Lupu dodges with superhuman speed. Let's see how the encounter unfolds. The drone's bonus for rapid cannon is +6, similar to Lupu's physique level. We draw a can-do card for Lupu, which is a 3, but the column matches the luck symbol on the character sheet, which means the player can alter the outcome by +1 or by -1. He goes for the +1 bonus point, giving him a total of 10. The drone's can-do card is a 6. Along with his bonus, the total comes to 12. The drone's attack has been effective. A 6 on Lupu's armor diagram denotes arms. Drone's weapon strength 6 against Lupu's armor value for arms 5 means the drone hit the model for 1 wound. Lupu was lucky, it was just a scratch. He moves straight for the drone. Flurried by the treacherous attack, he spends his last action for a melee attack. The drone gets an activated token. He won't be able to react with attacks in this round anymore. Lupu slices with his fearsome claws. The A46 model, made from nanocomposites, can go through armor much thicker than those fitted on the Muramasa drones. It is reflected in the equipment special rule found on the card. We go on and resolve the encounter. Lupu's physique is 6, plus a can-do card of 2 gives him an 8. The drone is trying to dodge. The spider's legs bonus +4 and a can-do card of 2 again gives him a 6. Can-do card value of 2 means the drone's legs. Lupu's claws cut through them like a hot knife through butter. 2 clean swipes relieve the drone of the extremities and it is eliminated. As you can see, the drones are no match for our cyborg heroes, but the aim here is for the drones to show up constantly and be a thorn in the side until a really formidable unit can show up. Without the help of the hacker and no control over the terminals, Marcus Hoffman, as a veteran of close quarters combat, decides to position himself in the corner of the room. Now has both of the entrances covered with his automatic rifle. It is the end of the real phase. AI phase. AI phase starts with establishing the alarm level for each room separately. We put a corresponding number of alarm tokens in a room 4. Every use of firearms, 2 tokens. Every character inside, 1 token each. Computer used during Cyberwarfare phase, 2 tokens. Terminal hacked, 5 tokens. Let's see how it works. First room, 2 characters. 1 drone fired. Second room, 2 characters. 1 drone fired, Harvey fired. Tomo has an active computer. Third room, terminal hacked. The second room has the highest alarm level, and now all the drones on the board will move towards that room. New drones. 2 new drones show up in the elevator shaft to replace the destroyed ones. In most of the scenarios, the number of drones is fixed. In the AI phase, replacement drones are put in place of the destroyed ones. The drones move towards the room with the highest alarm level, choosing the shortest route. As it happens, they encounter the Nakamura team on their way. This can show you how many possibilities there are in Hint. Sometimes raising alarm levels to mess with your opponent is indeed an enticing option. The Nakamura team are tough as nails though, and they will surely handle 2 drones. They surely did. Marcus peppering them with shots and Lupus slicing and dicing with his claws. That ends the round. The next one starts with a cleanup phase and goes into the initial phase. This time around, the virus is already at work and each character has to perform the Cybershock test. It is an additional time-limiting factor as ultimately everyone will succumb to the virus and turn into AI puppets unless they finish their job. Please remember that all elements used during this presentation are prototypes and can differ slightly from the end product. Greetings from the Hint team.